Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to your reading space. Hope you guys are doing well and in high spirits overall. Thank you so much for being here, for being present and open to receive these messages. This is timeless, so anytime you're seeing this or come across it and it resonates, then it is for you, okay? Also, please remember that you always have the power to choose what messages you take on, what resonates for you. Also, this is Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Rising, and if you're only looking at love, like applying this to a love situation in your life, or just somebody you love, then Venus, okay? Yes, so you can always cancel, clear, reject anything that doesn't resonate for you or just not take it on, okay? We give gratitude and thanks to all energies and facets of Source who are present to assist this reading space today. I ask to remain centered in my higher self and heart space so I may clearly hear, see, feel, and know the divine messages imparted through me in these tools. Thank you so much, angel, spirit guides, and amen. All right. And you guys, you can always email frequencyoftheheart@gmail.com for personal reading inquiries. Let's look at your overall energy, Sagittarius. We do have the energy of emotional loss or limitation coming out. You could be dealing with people around this time. This deck is usually like my dealing with deck, and it really called for your reading. So that could be, you know, there could be more people in focus right now around you. We've got Scorpio right there, and then we've gotten water energy in reverse right here. Also Scorpio. Could also talk about transitions. Some of you could be giving up the fight on something emotionally just a bit. And that could partly be this kind of sadness that we see, or even emotional restriction. But I feel like this is ultimately a positive thing. It's kind of like you're on your way to some kind of a release, a letting go, a forgiveness of some emotional baggage or burden that you may have held on to for a long time. Could be around a family member or just a person around you. Yeah, I feel like things are clearing up for you. There's kind of a melancholy about it, but also a serenity about it at the same time. So this is interesting. You could also be, again, letting go of the fight around something. You may just stop trying to fight. Maybe this has been an ongoing process for a while. What else is going on in your current energy where you're just like stopping trying fighting for something? In the past here, there could have been an undefined or unclear separation here between you and someone, or a love that didn't really begin or never fully connected here, or it could have been off and on. There's just something kind of unclear about the way that it is here. This is you, Sagittarius. It's also Temperance, so it's divine waiting. I feel like you may have this feeling in your gut that expansion is coming. Abundance, expansion, however you want to look at that. Things are moving, they're expanding, and it's like it never comes, you know? First off, I would like to say that Sagittarius, it's really hard sometimes for you, but it's super important for you to stop and smell the roses when you can, to acknowledge and recognize, like even where you were 5 or 10 years ago to where you are now, and all that has come to fruition, all that's been achieved. This stuff doesn't happen, you know, a lot of the times in the way that you think it will, but it is happening. It does happen. There is way more abundance in your world than there was 5-10 years ago. And it's super important to see that, to recognize that, and also to give thanks for that. It's not to say that you're not, but I feel like some of you are really hard on yourselves, and you just are like feeling like the same old crap or cycles, and like it's never happening for you at times, and you're always waiting. Maybe it's literally around love, but it's like shift your focus to what has come, what has worked, what has expanded for you, because there is actually a lot there. And the more that you focus on that, the more that you will recognize and see all that is expanding for you now. It's hard to see it when we're in it too, when we're close up to it, you know. You're a very intuitive sign. And I do feel like this wait that you've been in for a long time, you know, because there still is like a wait for certain things to come around. I do feel like it's for a purpose. Your intuition is on point. Even if this feels like it's forever, it is on point. And whatever this thing is that you've let go of, this little resentment or this pain or this whatever, it's not, because you still have emotional pain here, but more like the trying to control or change or fight for something in a way, the more that you release that or let go of that, which I feel like you have, this is also helping move that wheel forwards. Sometimes that's the kind of stuff we have to give up to, or release rather, to progress. Anything else in Sagittarius's current energy that we're reading for, the Sagittarius we're reading for here? A lot of stuff coming out in the kind of past. And I feel like it's like in the past, but like just being illuminated for some of you. Like you're just kind of seeing it now, or just kind of recognizing it now, which is really interesting. This is an energy of finality, and we do see an air energy involved in this for some. So this could have been an ending, a hard ending, but I feel like you're just recognizing now that something has, you're fully recognizing how something has really truly closed out, or, that there's, how I would explain it is there's a real recognition of defeat. And it's not a bad defeat. There's a certain peace that comes with this acceptance, or even this surrender. But there's also like the reality that is being faced fully now in a different way than it was before. And of course, it's one angle of the reality, There's many other angles to this reality. It's not all doom and gloom. It's just one part of the reality that really needs to be acknowledged instead of fought against. Because a lot of that, fighting against it and trying to ignore it or, push it away is part of what makes suffering, right? It's like the resistance is the suffering more often than the acceptance of the thing itself, So, okay. Anything else in Sagittarius' current energy, please and thank you. This failure, ending, defeat, however you view this finality energy with the air here, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, though it doesn't have to be those signs, but that could indicate, a breakup, a loss, something that you feel like you failed at or didn't come through or work somehow. But Sagittarius also, while you're, acknowledging this and seeing this and not fighting it, just remember there's still a lot here that is going and is working. And remember that this is not for nothing. Like the surrendering and acceptance of this, which sometimes is against your nature to really see in this way and not fight, is like super strong. It'll bring a lot in for you. Current energy for Sagittarius, please and thank you. Okay, I see a lot of Scorpio here. Scorpio is endings, it's sex, it's, death and rebirth, but especially the death ending of that. It's very psychic, it's very intuitive, and we're seeing a lot of it, a couple of it reversed here. A lot of sadness around this energy. Does not have to be a Scorpio directly, though it could be affecting your dreams. We do see stuff connected to giving and receiving emotions and love in childhood. I feel like Scorpio moon is present in this reading really strongly. Someone you could be dealing with, or you could even be like a cousin or somebody. But I definitely feel like there's a lot of changes and a lot of old stuck energies that have been with you forever, basically, in this life. Maybe even before, but that are finally trying to move. They're finally, like, the drains are unclogging and the old rusty water that's just been sitting there stagnant is starting to move through the pipes, It's definitely that vibe here. And part of the movement is literally from your acceptance of something that's been hard to accept. And that's okay. It makes sense that it's been hard to accept. Heck, we're still having a human experience here. So anything else in Sagittarius' current energy, please and thank you. Okay, let's go ahead and look at your current challenge, though I feel like it might just be dealing with those emotions right now, facing those certain realities. Could also be not feeling like you've got control over your world, or like you could feel vulnerable. You could not feel very strong or balanced right now. Current challenges for Sagittarius, please and thank you. Current challenges for Sagittarius watching, please and thank you. Your receptivity you could feel a little uncertain. However, I also feel like you're getting even more in than usual when it comes to like your spiritual or sensitivity, receptivity here. Challenge could be sex, sensuality, passion, new beginnings that are passionate, making a decision on inspired action, or a start that feels inspired, feeling sensual, feeling beautiful, feeling like you have a strong, active, motivated communication. You could just feel like not even trying to communicate in some ways. This is showing up as a challenge right now. Taurus had Ace of Wands in reverse for their challenge as well. Anything else for your challenge currently, Sagittarius? Your challenge, please and thank you. Your challenge or obstacle. Yeah, manifestation. Also dealing with some distortions here. Some distortions, even manipulations. Just not feeling empowered to manifest, or like that you have any control over your reality in certain ways. It could also be about healing, and could definitely a strong focus on challenges around communication and clear, inspired communication, because you've got Virgo and Gemini there as well, ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication, especially, at least for me as a reader, I associate that strongly to communication. So I just feel like there's challenges with inspired communication right now, especially, okay? Anything else? You could feel like your word isn't as strong as usual. And I feel like you're used to your word being strong when you share it. Any other challenges that you'd like to highlight for the Sagittarius watching, please and thank you. This all came out in the past, this little spread of 3 here. So in the past, you either tried to delay, put off, or recover from some kind of a massive change. We see Aries again here, this very Mars-driven energy, as we do in the Ace of Wands. You could have also tried to avoid conflict or restricted action. You could have tried to recover from it as well. If this isn't about avoiding, it can be about recovering from, a big change in conflict and limited action. And also, this can also be the same, either recovering from or avoiding something that you've invested in or built that's been unhappy. Okay? And these show up in your past position. So they could still be affecting you now or coming back around now. I get a bit of retrograde energy in this, but I do not believe we're in a retrograde. Mercury retrograde. Clarify this challenge for Sagittarius, please and thank you. Clarify this. A lot of reversals as well. So if you notice, just if we zoom out, step back a little bit, all of these reversals can really talk about, we've got earth and a lot of fire here as well. So you could be dealing with earth and fire, especially when a little bit of air too, when it comes to your challenge spots here. But all these reversals talk about changes to me. Energies that are either stagnant or are, reclusing, stepping out of, backing away from your life, being purged from, or there's a distance between you and these energies. Anything else? Sagittarius, current energy. Current challenges. Please and thank you. They know what I meant. And yeah, it's a lot about moving from the old to the new. I do see some kind of, there's also pain with the Pisces here, or with the distortions here, in dreams, endings. I feel an energy, a hurt, a betrayal, a pain, a sadness, and also Aries. And Leo, again, just fire energy, passions, movement. But a lot of this is also about still kind of holding on to the old, trying to move into the new. But there's a pain about that. And that was in the more of the near past energy. And I just feel like you're not feeling like your normal recognized, kind of abundant, beautiful, balanced, making it all happen, making it all work self. And part of that could be because you've lost some kind of a support or energy from air signs or communication of some kind. There's something here. Also, I think of a dinosaur, a pterodactyl. But there's just something here where like love or the way that you operate is really changing, and it's shaking you up a bit and just making you feel like you're not there. Okay? All right. So Sagittarius. Whoa. Where is this all taking you? Where is this all leading you? Where are you moving to next beyond this phase that you're going through? Spirit wants to share. What is the future holding for you beyond this point? Beyond this kind of unstable point here, or sad point? What does the future hold for you? Why is this all happening? Where is everything going and heading? What is the future holding for you? Please and thank you. Still some stuff from the past. So I do feel like it is a very shaky time for you, some of you Sagittarius, okay? Not entirely though. I'm going to highlight first what's really nice about this. So what is really nice is you are experiencing greater openness, receptivity, trust in the world and in people around you, despite like that it seems like it should be the opposite in the world right now. It's not. For you, you are coming out of very long-standing trust. I don't want to call them trust issues, but like what we would label as that in a way in this world, which have developed from a lot of things, but in part by kind of surrendering to some kind of like what we've talked about in this reading, whatever that is for you. It's actually allowing you to trust more. And part of it's because you're no longer hiding from your own reality or truth in certain ways, or trying to change it or run from it or ignore it, which is a very valid thing to want to do. But it's allowing you to trust more in yourself because of that, offering you a sense of relief, and then opening you up to others as well. I do feel like some kind of a situation that you had in your mind as being the happily ever after outcome, or something that's very stable or solid for you. I do feel like that is going bye-bye. I feel like with this transition, that's going away. And I feel in its place is definitely a time of, I don't want to say more restriction. I feel like you're experiencing that energy. You could also be experiencing a fire sign that's leaving your life right now. Or just that you're not investing in yourself or feeling empowered in your own independence as much right now. It could actually feel really shaky for you to rely on the help of others or to trust in others. And I feel like that's exactly what's going to happen. I also feel for some of you, this 10 of Pentacles and 5 of Pentacles is related to an earth sign, literally. Even a Taurus here. It could be Taurus moon as well. It could be both. But I feel like some of what you feel is either a rejection or some kind of an abandonment from an energy influenced by that. Though I do feel also it could be that something, again, that you really thought was going to be that great outcome is kind of going into a more limited energy. Let's get more on this and what this means for where Sagittarius we're reading for is going to next here, where their energy is moving and heading next. Remember, this is something to remember, Sagittarius. In all experiences that we have, and I know you guys know this because you're super intuitive, but for all experiences that you have, whether you label them good or bad or inconvenient or whatever, they are offering something immense. Some of the more negative experience or inconvenient experiences that make us feel uncomfortable, especially like with our emotional security, do purge karma. They do cleanse the slate. They do open us up and awaken us to new possibilities and to maybe ultimately a happier existence that we wouldn't have found if we were just given everything that we wanted in the way we wanted it right away. You know, part of where the real richness comes in is from the journey. And it doesn't have to be a struggle. It doesn't have to be, you know, a suffering or anything like this. Especially when you are learning how to really embrace more and more. I think some of the uncomfortableness comes, though, from opening up to others here. This could also indicate that this fire energy could be a female that is leaving your life, or these people that are just like exiting your life. The mistrust and the kind of suspicious energy that you've been holding is also going with them because perhaps they weren't that trustworthy or reliable. All right, anything else to say about this for where Sagittarius is headed beyond this, their future? Anything you want to say about their future, Spirit? Please and thank you. Another thing that's happening here, and part of, I think, why this is going down, is new love, okay? And I know that new love is like, whatever, it's always in the readings in a way, all over the internet, but this is not for all of you. It's not romantic for all of you. For some of you, it is a partnership, like a life partner. Like somebody that you live with, that you watch movies with and cuddle with, but you're not necessarily, it could be platonic for some of you. For some of you, it's a love story. For some of you, it's almost like your twin, you know, if you want to look at it that way. Whatever this may be, Mercury is a part of this. Communication, this revamp, this change in communication is a part of this. This opening up to others is a part of this. This trusting yourself more is a part of this. You see, you're going through a process of the scales balancing, whether that's karma, literal justice, truth, but things are equal. They're equalizing in your world, in your life. Clean slates come to mind, cleansing the slate. And this is naturally happening. I hear them say all you have to do is open up and embrace it. Moment by moment, day by day, breath by breath, step by step. You don't have to open up all at once, but they show like your hands, like your arms crossed in a way, and you open up bit by bit. You just open up and you embrace. And sometimes you might literally want to say that to yourself, like, I open and embrace this moment, this event, you know, and just breathe through. Remember to breathe through things. There is always a reward, a silver lining, and a reason for what's going down. It's not happening against you. It's literally happening for you, but it can be impossible to see that while we're in it. Sagittarius, this is a real justice, a real truth being revealed to you in your world, a real balancing of the scales. Some of this is releasing something around the mother as well. But I again see that air energy with Libra there. But it's like this brings a lot of open-heartedness and openness in. And you don't have to be perfect for this to come in. It's going to naturally do what it's going to do. But you do have new love here. And this is not, as I see it, this is not a person of the past. This is a new energy. It is a new person, a new partnership, a new companionship. All right. Anything else to say? And this, again, this will not be for everyone. This, lovers, for example, like let's say you're in a long-standing relationship and it's going, you know, it has its moments, but it's going great. That's fine. Then that's not your message. You just, for you, this could be a revamp of love within that, or a new person that comes in to your world. And actually, let's get a little more clarity for those of you, especially that are already in a situation. Okay, so we have Queen of Swords in reverse in the past here. Again, I'm getting that purge of an air energy here, or a lack of clarity. For some of you, though, this could have actually been somebody that you rejected, overlooked, or didn't really consider before. There's Leo, Strength, Two of Wands. Yeah, this is a new energy or a new way of doing things. For those of you where it's the same energy, don't worry about it. It's just a new phase, a new way of doing things. I feel like a lot of distortions are getting purged here. And I do feel like things are coming into balance, into flow. You just have had to go through something to do that. Creativity is really important. And I feel like if you are with somebody now, if you are with a partner now, they are going through it as well. Not the same way that you are exactly, but they're definitely going through it, okay? Anything else about what's coming in the future for Sagittarius, please and thank you. Music or creativity or something that you're creating or doing is going to bring you a lot of expansion, even just listening to. And I do feel a lot of inspiration to fight through the unknown, or to move through the unknown will return, okay? We do have Virgo energy here, hermiting, being to the self. You could have already been in this a little more than usual. I feel like this is where you're going to rediscover your communication and your clarity and your abundance and connect with spirit work and different things like this. And I do feel like you're moving towards some kind of a stable beginning. Something that will replace your 10 of Pentacles with a new start that is very stable, but it's not totally in focus yet what exactly it is. It hasn't fully formed itself yet, but it is here, and it is a part of all the energy that is moving for you guys, okay? A lot of your future will give you second chances or third chances, whatever, but it will bring things as well that you feel like you missed or you didn't fully get to go through with. It'll bring that in for you again so that you're able to try again in a way, in a new way. All right. I don't feel like you're going to be moving or making a lot of movement in the near future here or beyond this, this phase that you're in. I'm not getting that so much. I feel like you're going to more attract. And I feel like when we talk about you moving through the unknown, it's more like, it's not a literal like physical move. It's more of this inspired energy or this like, where you're still just trying to do things, make things happen. It's that kind of a feeling. It could be in a relationship, could be with passion, with love, with something that you love to do, with something that you're, working on, especially relationship energy there. Anything else going on for Sagittarius in their future? I feel like it would be a shock to some of you in your systems to like completely free yourself from like the workplace or from something that's been, a vice for you or a pattern or something kind of restrictive here. And I feel like it's happening gradually. I feel like you're getting more freedom, more liberty from certain dependencies or systems or connections that are binding, things like this. I feel like you're getting more like freedom and independence or losing some interest in that, but not altogether. And that's actually a good thing for you guys because it helps you to maintain some sense of stability. For example, if you've been working your whole life at a 9-to-5 or something similar, and then you just stop out of nowhere, you could feel like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Like, what do I do with myself? And have like a mental breakdown. That's not going to be for everyone, but it's just kind of that vibe. It's like things are happening subtly. So with that being said, Sagittarius, let's go ahead and grab a little bit of advice for you guys, a little bit of input on how to navigate and what to do. I feel like Sagittarius is sometimes focused on just watch complaining, watch negativity. You need an outlet for this stuff. Absolutely. You need to be able to complain or vent or release your negativity. You just need to remember to balance it as well with appreciation and gratitude. And if you have a hard time accessing that, I think that this journey that we just expressed to you, which is just a small piece of your overall journey, remember that, a very small piece, but this will help you to access once again those states of appreciation and gratitude, okay? which is very important actually to your overall ecosystem. And I really feel like that love, whatever that love is that comes in for you, it's a very strong feeling, just generally of love. And I feel like it's going to bring a lot. So here we have free yourself. It is time to take back control of your life, right? Falling on the devil here on its side as well, which is a lot about that. All right. And I guess we'll just grab from here. Any other advice for Sagittarius, please and thank you. Advice for Sagittarius, moving through all of this. Advice, please. Yeah, don't try to manage everything like you normally do if you can help it. Don't try to feel like sometimes when you just have felt off for a long time or unattractive or like your mojo's off or like you just feel like you can't manage everything like you used to or you don't feel like you got it anymore, like that kind of energy. This is like, just let yourself embrace that and surrender to where you are now. As scary and as hard as that can be, it's super important. You don't need to always be, you can't be 24/7 or even during this time. Maybe it's been a long time that you felt like you're not in this boss mode or this running this empire and multitasking and in your love and in your, but that's okay. That is how it is supposed to be. And that is a part of your human experience here. And it's also a part of how change is going to be made and happen. Any other advice for Sagittarius, please and thank you. I also feel like what's trying to really happen for you here, the main goal or motive of all of this is actually to bring more happiness and richness into your life. Hermiting is a part of your advice. So being in your own space, with yourself and introspecting, inner child work can be very important. This circular energy is no accident here. Moving around clockwise in a circle with your inner self in meditation where it makes sense for you can work with your child self. Time is, it's how we function, but your little child self is still existing. You can communicate with it. They exist somewhere just as much as you do now, going through all the things that you've already been through. It is time to transition from one part, one way, one passion, one old part of yourself to another. Alice through the looking glass comes to mind. You're moving through to another version of yourself. It's also going to be time to untangle yourself from so much self-criticism, or whatever it may manifest as for you, perfectionism or being so intense on yourself. Even identifying so much with your thoughts and your role as who you are and what you are and all of these labels. It's going to be time to transition a bit with this and to think about, you're going to have to experience that reflection of yours that you filled up with so much of this. You're going to experience, their side, her side a bit more now. Let's say you spent the last 20 years, 10 years, whatever, 5 years, doesn't matter, but you spent the last time really analyzing and critiquing and criticizing yourself and being hard on yourself, okay? This is just an example. This won't be for everyone. Let's say you've done that a lot in the mirror. Well, you're going to have an experience, in a sense, that is going to put you in the body of the reflection, experiencing what it is like to be filled with your own rejection of your own self. Now, the thing about rejecting or hurting our own self is it's a lot easier to forgive and to come back together and unite with our own self than it is sometimes with people outside of us. But this stuff does reflect in people outside of us. But you're going to have a lot more compassion for yourself, essentially, through this process you're going through. That's basically what it's going to do. It's going to humble. It's going to bring things into a different perspective that is better when it comes to how you appreciate and care for yourself and how you understand what it actually means to be so hard on yourself. I think you're going to free yourself as well from some of the self-hatred that you may carry, or the pain that you carry that has manifested itself into self-hatred, because we know you don't literally hate yourself. We know that we don't literally hate ourselves. We've learned in a way to reject ourselves, and that may feel sometimes like there's just parts of ourselves we can't stand. But you've got a process here where you're going to learn to come on the other side of this now. I do feel here, clarify this as advice, please and thank you. I do feel here like old dreams, old habits. Dreams never die, you know, but things do move and change. The energy source from where all your dreams are from is always here. It's still here. I just think that it's changing. And it's going to be important not to attach that change or that release of focus on something that you dreamed of or want as that it's gone. It's not gone. Nothing's ever gone or lost. You are just changing. And so will the way that that energy, that light, that glow in you wants to express itself and manifest itself. The magic is not in the dream itself. It's coming from you and the stardust that is you. So don't worry that it's going to go away or not be strong or that it was all for nothing. It's not like that. You're just going through a change and a transition. And things may not feel as clear during this time. You may lack clarity. And again, there's a hit on your communication. For some of you, you are also, again, I don't know if it's detaching from or feeling more of a separation from or ending with some kind of an air energy in your world. This could just be a very logical energy, a very, rigid at times. They could be writing you literally like a letter or sending a note, but I just feel like you and them will not be as close, and this is part of what is causing you to examine or analyze. And this is not forever, okay? This is going to make room for some new things here. Looking at your own behaviors, looking at yourself, not through the eyes of judgment or criticism or blame, but through understanding and acceptance will be so important during this time, Sagittarius. Wow, there's a lot going on with you guys. Opening up to what people want to give you, what they want to offer you, instead of shooting them down or telling them no or closing off. It's going to be important to open up. Right now, something is not coming back and you're not going to get the clear truth on something. Someone's not going to play a game with you. Whatever this is, it's not going to happen. It's time for you to really open yourself up here, to really expand, to take chances, to push yourself a bit out of your comfort zone. And I feel like in that area, besides the fact that you're out of your comfort zone because of this big transition, it's going to be especially allowing people to help you to get closer. And naturally that will happen a bit, but, your instinct may be like to stop yourself because that's what you've done for so long. And here it's going to be the time to accept what is offered, to accept the help that is given. This is not wrong. It's not embarrassing. It's not shameful. It's beautiful. It's part of human existence. And it's easy to say that in a reading because we're channeling spirit, but I can tell you for my own self, Pisces energy, ruled by Jupiter as well, Neptune and Jupiter, that it's super hard to accept from people like that. And there's a lot of feelings that come with that. So if you're having a hard time with that, just know you're not alone, and it's easier said than done. But this is, the channel of spirit that speaks that now. Anything else advice-wise for Sagittarius? Please and thank you. Okay, I'm just going to grab an oracle because your energy is so like, whoa. An oracle. What oracle? I guess the Priestess of Light for you guys. Or... wait, Priestess of Light or Gentle Creatures? It could be hard to make decisions right now too. Or to trust yourself even. All right, message for Sagittarius, please and thank you. Closing message for Sagittarius watching this. Nice. You have the beautiful first card of the deck here, the one coming through. Portal, infinite mind, awakening consciousness. And you know what? This is exactly what's going down here. That's beautiful. All right, let's see what it says. It says, this card heralds the coming of a very powerful time for you. It signifies no less than the awakening of your infinite and eternal awareness. A golden radiance encircles the crown chakra and third eye of this sacred priestess, representing the profound connections that reach from your own mind to the unlimited power of divine source. This is the portal to your ultimate experience of inspiration. So, been feeling uninspired, Sagittarius, been feeling like that's not working for you right now, that's going to change. I hear blood, sweat, and tears. You could have been through a lot. You are going through a lot, perhaps. This doesn't come easy. This stuff is not supposed to come easy, but it's also not supposed to be about suffering so much. And I think suffering is really happening when we resist the change, when we're afraid of the change, when we're so attached to a certain way or idea that we cannot go with the flow. And it's going to ask you to surrender and release into some things, okay? So that you can really go with it. I also feel like some deep-rooted childhood fears are going to evaporate with this process. Okay. You are connected to the unending flow of beneficial information from the Akashic records, resonating all around you, touching on everything from creative or artistic endeavors to work projects and even financial investments. This doorway to eternal guidance is open to you now. The record's energy, represented by the sacred geometry of the circle and triangle, vibrates through the ever-expanding flow of energy in your life. The circle is the very real vortex of your eternal consciousness. Remember, we talked about that circle earlier, which is being sent outward in every direction by the arrows, triangles of your intention and life force. But just as the rays of your own light move out into infinite awareness, so too do the rays of divine consciousness return to commune with you. This magical connection can change your life in spectacular ways. It heightens your intuition, helping you harness the wisdom of the universe throughout all your experiences, great and small. When this card shows up in your spread, you'll find yourself making spontaneous, honoring decisions, trusting your choices, and clearly seeing the future potentials coming into your life. And remember, future is always a potential. We are in a multiverse. You can change the path. You can get onto a different path at any time, okay? It doesn't mean it's easy. It just means you're capable of it. The portal marks a time of expanding consciousness, exactly. Open to the guidance of your own eternal mind and look to the future with confidence. Yes, this is a great message, okay? Because I think your energy doesn't feel as confident in what's happening, but this is nice that it's like pre-written out here, because you have every right to feel, like we said in the beginning, more like that confidence and that feeling that something is actually going to work out for you, that it is actually going to come in for you. It is, Sagittarius. It is. It has, and it is, okay? If you want to say an affirmation, you can say, heavenly light opens my crown and brow chakras. I resonate with the eternal wisdom of my soul. I am divinely guided. All right? So that's what we have for you, dears. We send you lots of love. Be well during this time. Take care of yourself. Go easy on yourself, all right? All right, take care.